Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network channel. Welcome here to the Ramble. Welcome to Steve's Wrestling Ramble for the episode for this week here on Thursday. Apologize for being 14 minutes late to start the show, but excuse me, it's a little busy here. Finishing up playing some games on my phone that I like to do for doing the show and other things as well. But anyways, welcome to the Ramble. A lot of things to talk about. Elimination Chamber, that happened. Not too bad of a pay-per-view, I wouldn't say, or would say. Would say, thought it was pretty good. Actually, very good. I mean, pay-per-view not having that, or having some expectation with it, and coming out of it feeling very, very good about it, because I think it did serve its purpose, did very well. Surprising, having more title changes than I thought. From what I saw from fellow YouTubers, from fellow constituents in that sense, most of them were having all titles being successfully defended, and the only title change would be technically, the first ever crowning the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team titles. So, all in all, to me, a dang good Elimination Chamber. And if I had to grade it, definitely would give it a B plus A minus type of grade there, 86 to 92%. If giving an actual percentage grade like we're back in school. But in any light, let's go over Elimination Chamber here after my match a little bit, see if anyone, or we'll wait to see if any of my team members or others are able to join in for this episode. I will be talking about Elimination Chamber, Monday Night Raw, and the SmackDown Live that were after it. The week, the night after, 48 hours after the pay-per-view with Raw and SmackDown. We'll also be talking about 4 main topics in WWE. One being the movie, Fighting with My Family, I pick a Paige, talking about Paige and her coming up into WWE Pro Wrestling. Also, Chris Hemsworth going to be playing Hulk Hogan in a biopic that might be on Netflix. So there's that. Roman Reigns will be on Monday Night Raw, this upcoming Raw, along with the Ric Flair birthday celebration happening on Raw. So 2 big things happening there in a big episode. Monday Night Raw, on the 4th topic to bring up, after we talk about the shows from the weekend and the week, I will, be discussing Ty Dillinger and some other superstars that may be asking for releases here in the coming weeks and months moving forward in WWE. But, excuse me, let's start where to start, and that's to start with this past Sunday and WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view event. The show starting off on the pre-show with the WWE Cruiserweight Championship match. Buddy Murphy defeating Akira Tozawa. I was a dang good match with spots there, and you have him, Buddy Murphy, or WWE Murphy to get the win. Makes the most sense here. But what's interesting is moving forward, who will WWE have to be the one to finally dethrone Buddy Murphy? He's been holding this title for a while, or feels like longer than it probably even has been. And he's been Cruiserweight Champion. So how long will he hold this title, and when will he finally drop it? Will it be on WrestleMania? Or the pre-show of WrestleMania? And we're going to have a title match and someone actually finally dethroning him? I would strongly suggest WWE have that match on the main card. It would be nice. At least for me, I don't like the fact that the pre-show is Cruiserweight home. WWE can spin it and say, oh, we're having the high flyers, the pre-show to get you amped for the show. That's why we have on the pre-show each week or each month. Okay, fine. There, I gave it to you, WWE. You can use it. But I don't think that's the reason. And I hope that at WrestleMania, unlike past WrestleManias, it's not on the pre-show. That's on the main card. Even if it's kicking off the main card, I don't care as long as it's on the main card. That'd be greatly appreciated because the superstars of 205 Live, the Cruiserweight division in total, has a vast and variety and various ways of talent on that roster in particular that deserve to show on their craft or show what they're made of on the main card, and even above that, be able to be part of the DVDs that come out. As much as there is the WWE Network, there's still physical DVDs of each and every pay-per-view I do believe that do come out. And WWE, right? Still have to get the volume set for Royal Rumble, Anthology, and SummerSlam, and a couple of WrestleManias. I'm kind of behind getting the DVDs in my collection, but point is, there's still WWE DVDs that do come out, so it would be grand for the cruiserweight division and the hard work that they continuously have done to be able to be part of it all and be on the main card. But all in all, that match, like I said, dang good for sure. Let me start off with the main card with the women's Elimination Chamber match. The Boston Hug Connection winning the Women's Elimination Chamber match to become the first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I say another 5-star, another match there for sure. And the way they did have Nia Jax and Tamina being eliminated, with Nia Jax turning up to Bayley and missing and going right through the pod and being laid out there, and then everybody going after Tamina Snuka and them all pinning her, and that's how you eliminate Nia Jax, by eliminating and pinning Tamina. It was very nice also for me to see the Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, who also start off the match. So you have the two tag teams that start off the match being the ones to finish and being the final two. So I think that was really good all in all. For Mandy Rose specifically, and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, the team, to be the finalists in this match, the runner-ups. So there is no prize for running up or being runners-up, but I still think it's a big moment and then moments within the match, specifically for Mandy Rose, shining and showing what she's made of. I certainly did enjoy that. Also, what I enjoyed in regards to the Iconics, well, always is Peyton Royce. I mean, she's beautiful. Her tag team partner, she's all right. As in looking, I think it's like Peyton Royce is better looking in the team. But the other one, for some reason I can't remember her name, maybe more talented in the ring than Peyton. But Peyton, I noticed right away when they were coming out in the Iconics, and that she looks great in that get up, especially when she's stretched out. Then again, I can't help to think of that every time I do see that, like when she's submission move, or she's stretched out, like you see them like almost like broken in half sort of thing. And I can't help but thinking of Bay Reagan or other porn stars that I've seen in that position. But point is, though, I did see it look like her hair or makeup or something looked different. She just looked a little different. Did she look better? I don't know. I would say somewhat the same, but she definitely was noticeable and stood out in that regard. It's a different look. But all in all the teams did pretty well. In my eyes, solid match. And the team that we thought was going to win, though in the end I was hoping for an upset and Mandy Rose getting the pin and that being the big moment, kind of making her career in a sense. Rolling up pin, beat the Boston Hug Connection, having this title start on SmackDown Live, though it can travel through the brands, but still on a SmackDown Live team, I think would have been a big thing. I mean, not everything has to be on Raw. And I mean, even in regards to a title like this, that is just going to be and being able to be floated within the three brands, Raw, SmackDown Live, and NXT, which was explained by Sasha and Bayley afterwards. So it seems like that's what they're going with, the idea with being able to defend the titles from any teams from any of those brands, and having them also defended on either of those three brands shows. It's an NXT show, Raw or SmackDown, however, let alone a pay-per-view event. So don't be surprised if Fastlane, they don't have an actual opponent. They do an open challenge, and an NXT team comes up, whether it's a together team or an actual team of ladies, women, confront them, and we have a title match. That doesn't mean they're being called up. That just means they're part of this mix. So that's where it's a little bit different in regards to NXT and the call-ups. that yes, they're facing main roster superstars, but in regards to the WWE Women's Tag Team titles and the Women's Tag Team division, all brands are included. So that's where I would see, or I would call it a little bit of a gray area, where yes, you're facing main roster superstars, and it might be even happening on a Raw or SmackDown Live, let alone a WWE main roster pay-per-view. But it does not mean that NXT team is being called up, or those pair of ladies being called up to the main roster. They're just there answering the call if there ever was an actual open challenge at a pay-per-view event like at Fastlane. That would be something to see and test out. Then you have an NXT team or an NXT UK team answering the challenge and wanting to become the champion in the battle there. So, more the merrier. I just hope that the rumors are correct of the brand extension ending for the women's division. I think that would be best. This is best for the women's division overall, especially with these WWE Women's Tag Team titles floating between the brands. So I think all in all, that'd be great for WWE. That'd be great for the women's division and for the tag team women's division specifically. The Usos defeating The Miz and Shane McMahon to become the new SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. A little bit surprised because days before, one of the Usos were arrested. Altercation with the police officer. And in the end, the Usos won. Makes me think that the plan all along was for the Usos to win. And they did. Finn Balor defeating Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush to become the new Intercontinental Champion. And Lio Rush, of course, being the one been pinned. And again, another title change that it was. This one specifically wasn't expected either. Like the Usos defeating The Miz and Shane McMahon was not expected by me because of that arrest. Above the fact that I thought The Miz and Shane McMahon would be holding the titles to WrestleMania, if not past WrestleMania. And in the case of Bobby Lashley in the Intercontinental title and Finn Balor feud, I thought maybe Finn Balor would lose in this match, lose again at Fastlane by shenanigans, one-on-one match with Bobby Lashley, and then bring out the Demon character and win at WrestleMania. But I did like how they, it's brought up in the pre-show, in the pre-game, the pre-show of WWE's Elimination Chamber event on Sunday. That one guy that, he'll only win title matches if he's the Demon. He needs to actually show that he can actually win without being that Demon character, like making it somewhat unpredictable and somewhat actually a shocking win. Not a shocking win of Finn Balor defeating Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush, or even if it was Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley one-on-one, because Finn Balor is that dang good. But Finn Balor, leather jacket, remind me of Grease kind of character. Finn Balor with the leather jacket, cool guy Finn, Balor Club Finn, and then the Demon King Finn Balor, winning titles and winning title matches. That being the surprise. So certainly surprised me, but pleasant surprise. Finn Balor becoming the new Intercontinental Champion, pinning Lio Rush, and then after the match, Bobby Lashley attacks Lio Rush and just gets the heck out of there. Quick attack on Lio and walks on out. Out of the ring, it is. Not out of the company. Out of the ring. Raw Women's Championship match. Ronda Rousey defeating Ruby Riott in quick order. Literally felt like 5 seconds, but more like 5 minutes total in the actual match. As Ruby Riott was, just coming out and in and out of the ring, kind of like the match of Kevin Owens and Goldberg from Fastlane last year, I believe, or a couple years ago, or Elimination Chamber, whatever, when Goldberg did win the title and dropped it at WrestleMania to Brock. But either way, after the match, you had Charlotte Flair come out, who was already out there anyways, watching ringside there by the announcer desk, and then having a stare down. Then Becky Lynch is hobbling her way there because when she tried to attack Charlotte at a WWE live event, Charlotte got the upper hand, and then like steel chair. So at Elimination Chamber, Becky Lynch using her crutches and wearing that suit that I think I even said in my quick review, that reminded me like a fire suit or a NASCAR driver suits. Sunday was Daytona 500 as well, but either way, nice cool colored suit there. Suit getup she was wearing. Becky Lynch. But anyways, attacked Charlotte, then attacked Ronda. When it looked like Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch were going to attack Charlotte Flair, each with one of the crutches, and then Becky takes a swing and attacks the women's champion, the Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. So in all, Becky Lynch standing tall. I'm sure we will get Becky added to the match. I would be pleasantly surprised, though, just to be quite honest. Just for shifting Eagles' reaction on social media, if they actually leave Becky off the match. That's whatever. You know, for all we know, Becky actually has an actual injury that she needs, if not minor surgery or something for, and she can't do WrestleMania. But they're still going to have her, in a sense, be a part of it. And maybe if she can't be in the match, she'll be a special guest referee. And someone will win at WrestleMania. Maybe it is Charlotte. And then Becky just attacks Charlotte right after the match and move on from there. I don't know. But what probably will be happening is a triple threat. But we'll see how things all go moving forward. There's a many plethora of areas on different roads you could go down in regards to the Raw Women's Championship right now, which is Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair 1-on-1, as it states right now. Baron Corbin defeating Braun Strowman in an ODQ match with the help of Bobby Lashley, who lost earlier in the night, losing his Intercontinental Championship, and Drew McIntyre. And I was surprised not to see Kurt Angle or any faces coming out to help Braun. So, all right. I mean, it is what it is. It's booked the way it was, but still, you would expect something. I just expect a little bit more, that's all. We'll be right into the main event. WWE Champion Daniel Bryan, or WWE Champion the new Daniel Bryan, defeating Kofi Kingston, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, and Jeff Hardy, the men's Elimination Chamber. And Kofi Kingston, I mean, we were talking about his great showing during the Gauntlet match on SmackDown Live. In the end, Randy Orton won to get the final, the last entry into this men's Elimination Chamber match that happened on Sunday. And then his, everybody, championing for Kofi to win there that night. And then subsequently after the match and after the pay-per-view event, the hashtag Kofi Mania and that move, being brought up on SmackDown, which I will discuss here shortly. I think all would have went to Mustafa Ali because Mustafa Ali was in that position for a reason, not Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston was just a backup plan, which is fine. He is a utility player, a good soldier, a good superstar. But I don't think he'll be winning the title at Fastlane, nor is he probably not even going to be in the title picture at WrestleMania. That probably will be Kevin Owens to go by the vignettes he's been doing. Kind of being the opposite of what Daniel Bryan is, right? Kind of like what AJ Styles did in his promos during their feud. Bryan won the title. Kevin Owens being like the man of the people. How they showed him the family and eating the foods that he was, the bad foods sort of stuff. And how Daniel Bryan could pick up on that, or not pick up on it, but, that be brought up in Daniel Bryan's promo. There between each other, him and Owens. I think that would make for a good match, good for a good build to WrestleMania. All in all, that would be totally awesome. For many total reasons, for sure. It should be all thought from a while back that it was going to be Miz versus Daniel Bryan at a WrestleMania, because it was written in the stars. Daniel Bryan coming back, having his tag team match last year at WrestleMania. Okay, fine. But next WrestleMania will be Daniel Bryan and the Miz, or SummerSlam, or one of these times it'll be 1-1. But by the time that could happen, or at least by the time, if they wanted to plan it that way, they had and booked Daniel Bryan to be turning heel, and then subsequently doing what he's doing now. And now the Miz's face for now. But who knows? Who knows for next year? Who knows for the time being? I mean, we've had them having matches, but not where we thought it was going to happen. That we thought was going to be happening at a SummerSlam or at WrestleMania. But so I think everything that happened for Kofi Kingston should have or was going to happen from Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali having the big run in the Gauntlet match. Mustafa Ali being the final one against Daniel Bryan. And Mustafa Ali probably being the one to face Daniel Bryan at WWE Fastlane and coming up short. The fans, though, being behind him, and Mustafa Ali being somewhat of a made man, or becoming a made man, a top superstar on the main roster coming from the cruiserweight division. I think that's what WWE wanted. I think WWE kind of wanted in that way, putting a jetpack on Mustafa Ali and shooting him straight to the stars, being part of the main roster, especially coming from 205 Live and the cruiserweight division, which I was just talking about there in the first part of the Ramble here tonight's episode. The cruiserweight division getting no respect and being in the pre-show every single month. And now that Vince McMahon and the WWE, the main roster, are going to having met Mustafa Ali being this career-defining moment at Elimination Chamber, SmackDown Live Elimination Chamber, and then at Fastlane. Not to say it's not good things for Kofi Kingston now taking his place, but because Mustafa Ali was not able to be cleared in time to be in the match at Elimination Chamber. That's why Kofi Kingston was selected to take his place. So as great as it is for Kofi Kingston, he's already a quote-unquote main man, a top guy, in a sense, in WWE. We all know he's been more than just the Royal Rumble guy with the amazing, spots of, how was he going to, get back in the ring this year? How was that going to work? Or how was he going to, is he going to top what he did last year? That sort of stuff. He's more than that. He's an actual WWE. He is a good wrestler. He's a good WWE superstar. Okay, good for Kofi Kingston. But this could be a turning point in the road in regards to Mustafa Ali. Not to say that he's buried or that he won't be able to bounce back from this. But how exactly are you going to try to build up Mustafa Ali, and especially as quick as you were planning to build him up, when this opportunity is not exactly going to be coming back? And even if it did, like the next year, it'll be too easy for fans to see, or journalists to see, oh, they're doing exactly what they did with Kofi, but now truly actually being able to do it with Mustafa Ali. So I think for Mr. Mustafa Ali, you missed the moment, unfortunately. I wasn't able to be clear in time. That sucks. I'm sure he'll be able to bounce back. His career's not over. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, for me being honest, me trying to spit the truth, right? Like BC Amplified does, right? Facts. And you'll take it and whatever and all the other craziness he says. I don't say it exactly that way, but just for my opinion, and strong opinion is that with Mustafa Ali not being able to be part of that Elimination Chamber match, that it will hurt his run a little bit. I mean, it only can. I'm not going to completely damage it, but it will hurt it a little bit. Because let's just think, if Mustafa Ali actually was in this match, he was able to be part of that gauntlet match, and then this, and then what I thought was going to be for him, that's happening for Kofi Kingston at Fastlane, and Mustafa Ali would have been quickly made the top guy, just as much as they tried to with Jinder Mahal winning the WWE title. I don't think they were planning to book Mustafa Ali to win the title at Elimination Chamber or Fastlane, but being so close, and the fans hopefully having either the exact same reaction they did for Kofi, or somewhat close to that reaction that they had for Kofi Kingston for Mustafa Ali, would have only made my argument stronger. But obviously we'll never know. I can only assume and give our opinion in that way, and how the situation has stand now. But I do hope big things for Mustafa Ali, big fan of his, and hopefully he will be able to bounce back. I'm sure he will be, but still, I do stand firm on the fact that it will hurt him a little bit. It will hurt their career a little bit, and the career trajectory, because as I'm sure they will be building him up. It'll be more of a long-term thing than what was going to be here a quick rise, and then from there, I don't know. It's one of those you just never know. Was it a blessing in disguise? Because right now it doesn't seem that way. But the future's unknown. The future is what you make it. As in Mustafa Ali and the opportunities he may get, and however WWE books him, of course. It's a little bit different here in WWE land and scripted television, because they can script it however they want, booking Mustafa Ali. But still, WWE talent and the superstar himself Mustafa Ali, I just like to keep saying his name. So whatever chances, or if they do give him another chance and be saying, okay, we're going to give you another try here of not just putting you over, but making you a top guy, giving you this push, making the best of it. Just like I hope the fact it's being for Baron Corbin, like I talked about when he became the authority figure for the short time he was. Like, this is just going to be a placeholder for him for now. And this is just the start of what will be a long-term booking decision by Vince and the WWE in regards to my dude Baron Corbin and his push. I think it's still continuing now. I do still think he'll be WWE Universal Champion by the end of this year. By the end of 2019 calendar year. Maybe not this season, 2018-2019, which ends at WrestleMania. But definitely by the end of the calendar year, if not by the end of the 2019-2020 WWE season. Not after WrestleMania to the next WrestleMania. But that all in all was WWE Elimination Chamber. Like I said, Daniel Bryan getting the win there. You had Kofi Kingston. They did eliminate Randy Orton. Give him a moment of spot there. Samoa Joe being the first one eliminated. Hardy and Styles having their moments as well. All in all, good main event. All in all, a great pay-per-view. Like I said, 86% to 92 specific grade, B+, A-. Definitely a thumbs up, double thumbs up for the event. So all in all, I enjoyed Elimination Chamber. And I think Elimination Chamber did exactly what it was supposed to do. Like, I certainly enjoyed everything that entailed in regards to that pay-per-view event on Sunday. This is a Sunday. Let's head over to Monday Night Raw. About everything that happened on Raw. Sorry. And I started off with Triple H in the ring announcing the arrival of NXT superstars Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Ricochet, and Aleister Black. To very little reaction to them, to the NXT stars when they came out during the show for their matches. Very disappointed in that Cage and Dome Lafayette. But I guess it is what it is. But but it still was very unfortunate. Because I can understand there are different fans, let alone type of fans, or just fans that may not be able to get to the WWE Network, whether not afford it yet, or not want to, or just, that they might have it for the pay-per-view events, but not to watch NXT, too much wrestling to watch, whatever their reasoning is, which, hey, to each is yours accordingly. But you and I, that's not able to watch it every single week. So they're able to watch it enough time to know exactly who these superstars are and how much of a big deal each of them are on their own accord. Let alone having a Monday Night Raw and a SmackDown Live. I think the SmackDown crowd did a little bit better in the reception to these four superstars. But could have been better. Just put it that way. Moving right along, Braun Strowman defeating Baron Corbin in a tables match to start up the show. Triple H said that in the end, starting up the show hot with the tables match. Braun Strowman versus the former Raw general manager, Baron Corbin, and Braun getting the win. I think this might just simply be a blow-off to the feud, Braun and Baron. I kind of hope so, because I hope maybe bigger things for Baron. Again, like I said, by the end of the calendar year, if not the 2019-2020 WWE season, as I call it, him being Universal Champion, maybe this could be him being, if they're going to have a, ladder match like they usually do at WrestleMania. Oh, excuse me, for one of the mid-card titles, might as well be for the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe him winning that at WrestleMania. Yes, Finn just won it now, but never know. Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor and Ricochet defeating Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush tag team match. So I guess Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush patched things up, and so we're now working together again. And Finn Balor and Ricochet getting the win there. The Lucha House Party defeating Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. So I guess I think at least get TV time during this whole losing streak thing. And where will that lead them moving forward? And maybe they get their first, or maybe Hawkins finally get a win at WrestleMania, right? Not like he might not be in a title match, but still gonna win. Gonna win. You want to talk about out of nowhere? Put him in the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Him being winless and this and that, and then his first win is winning a championship. I mean, come on now. Zach had a one night of awesomeness, or as you can call it, one night stand with the championship. When he won the U.S. title, I don't know, IC title, I think as well in that type of match, and having that moment with his father. It's like when he won the U.S. title. Maybe the thing could be for Kurt Hawkins. As much as it was just for 24 hours or just for a short time, and then it went to The Miz, doesn't mean it's not a bad thing. It's not like going to be a moment he's not ever going to forget between him and his father. Having that moment there, that Sunday night, that WrestleMania night, on the grandest stage of them all, him winning the championship can never be taken away from him, no matter how short his reign was. His reign could have lasted only 4 minutes, and whatever, it still would be worthwhile to him, I would think, because it still happened. Woo, 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 you know it. NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa and, at that time, NXT North American champion Johnny Gargano defeat the Raw Tag Team Champions, The Revival, because, as I say, at that time, on Wednesday on the NXT show, because I guess they taped these a while back and I didn't even know about this, so I actually was surprised by it, because I didn't read the spoilers, because I have a busy life, and as it is, I'm barely able to read spoilers for Raws and SmackDowns that are taped when they're doing their tour in England, their global tour. They're after WrestleMania, their European tour. Thank you. Because the NXT North American Championship did change hands on Wednesday. Velveteen Dream defeated Johnny Gargano. So maybe these four are actually being called up to the main roster, and not just a one-night thing. Who knows? I don't even know. I would like that to be the case, but maybe bringing so many superstars up in so close time, and we don't even have homes yet for the other call-ups that they just called up not too long ago. EC3, Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, and the tag team, Heavy Machinery, though we've seen them on both brands, haven't yet been specifically put on a brand. So there we go. So let's put them on a brand first, and then creative can think about where they're going to put these superstars, these great athletes, on a brand, if indeed this actually is a call-up. Who knows? Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka confront the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Boston Connection. So I think we're going to go down that road for dang it, sorry about that. Anyways, looks like that's going to be first title defense for the Boston Hug Connection happening at the WWE Fastlane. Nia Jax and Tamina. Sure, why not? The rumors are saying that it will be Trish Stratus and Lita at WrestleMania facing the Boston Hug Connection. And then I'm pretty sure they successfully retain, but still having a big match like that. At WrestleMania, because Lita and Trish Stratus, they actually ever were an actual tag team back in the day. This division actually existed then. They would for dang well be, if not the first ever, they would have been the inaugural champions. Would have been champions at some point for women's tag team champions, but championship didn't exist then. It exists now. So maybe the Boston Hug Connection actually lose and then win it back the night after, since of course Lita and Trish aren't active competitors, unless they're going to be like Brock Lesnar and defend it very few and far between. But I don't see either of them being that way as their characters or personalities in real life. And then B, I don't see WWE doing that, especially with a championship that has just been birthed, just happened, just recently debuted. So they do win it. It'll be a little bit surprising, but it's just kind of giving WWE giving two Lita and Trish Stratus, if they do win the titles from Boston Hug Connection, and the next night they win it back. I don't know. I'm trying to see how it all would play out in regards to when this turn will finally happen by Bayley, I would say, and then they go in their separate ways, and from there. But now that we have these tag team women's division, you would think you want to keep them together as long as you can because then you have a top team. For now, unless you have more teams that are going to be created, whatever, or debut as an actual team coming from there. Like if they start putting superstars together, seeing if it works or not in NXT to actually, truly build up a women's tag team division, where then you can have the Boston Connection kind of break up and you have other tag teams to take that place. And again, it doesn't have to just be on my roster. It's floating throughout all the divisions or all the brands here for the women's tag team division. So, in that regard, I think it be good to have it that way because you have that obviously for the men. This is where you're used to. You have tag teams that start in NXT because the NXT tag team division there, and then go from there. So we can do something like that for the women's division and go from there. I think that'd be very valuable in many ways for the women's tag team division to not only flourish and be successful, but for it to survive and be respected. Again, that's just my opinion on that. Drew McIntyre squashing Dean Ambrose. They're in a one-on-one match. Sorry about that. Aleister Black defeating Elias. And Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey defeating Ruby Riott, who got another title match for the main event. So that pretty much is the end. Dean Ambrose, hopefully, or not hopefully, but I do hope that he'll stay in WWE and not going, but we'll see how that goes. And heading to WrestleMania, what WWE has planned for Dean Ambrose. It was a very funny moment between him and Seth Rollins. And Dean's like, "Hey, where were you?" And Dean's like, "Are you out of your mind?" And he goes, maybe. Whatever. Like you forgot, like the heel turn and their feud and this and that. But no, see that type of Dean Ambrose, he is very, very entertaining. He'll be sorely missed on Raw. WWE, at least by me, is a big fan of his. But hopefully this is all over. I really do hope. I really would like to see him back. And maybe and I'd be on the wall. Maybe he actually not only wins his match at WrestleMania, but maybe win a championship. Maybe win this. Maybe do that. Who knows for Dean? But looking forward to seeing how it goes for him. Moving forward in regards to how everything went on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, we've had those three superstars there. Well, four of them. Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Ricochet, and Aleister Black. You have Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano again as a tag team, facing off. Excuse me. Facing off against The Bar. You got Aleister Black against Andrade, which is interesting for reasons. And then you had Ricochet there in the show as well. So, all for those four superstars having a pretty good weekend, 1 week on Raw and SmackDown Live, for sure. I certainly found it interesting in regards to who Daniel Bryan is going to face at Fastlane. They had a 6-man tag match that ended the night there on SmackDown Live. And the winning team was Kofi Kingston getting the pin on the champion again. Kofi pinning Daniel Bryan, which I think should even scream out to you more and more that Daniel Bryan should be winning the pay-per-view. Again, not just because it's fast lane and WrestleMania's on the corner, up and around the corner. You're on this long road to WrestleMania. But yeah, I guess that's probably gonna be the case. No matter how much you get with this whole half after Kofi Kingston finally be the champion. They didn't have him as a champion short term or whatever now or still now. No, what makes you think that they're gonna have Kofi Kingston being booked to become the WWE champion anytime soon? But all in all, for Raw and SmackDown, dang good shows. I certainly enjoyed them both. SmackDown more than Raw, but Raw wasn't too bad either, to be honest. Unfortunately, I do not have any more members here. Others to share their thoughts on these news items, but I'll just breeze through them and share my thoughts. First one I do want to talk about is the movie Finding the Family. It's coming. That is out on theaters now. I think tonight. Tonight debuted. Now, Fighting with My Family, story about Paige, directed by The Rock and his. Yeah. $5 Studio or whatever it's called. I hope it's a success. I do hope to see it. I would like to see this movie. I enjoy most of the movies and movies in general, so I certainly am looking forward to actually seeing it. So check it out. If you have already checked it out, let me know what you think in the comment section below or on Twitter or however else you wish to let me know. The other news topic is going to be playing Hulk Hogan in a biopic depicting the rise of Hulk Hogan that will end when he did win the championship from the Sheik, 1984, I believe it was. And what I've been hearing through other sources and other people is that it might be like a 3-movie deal and just signed. Having Thor, and a guy like that, or an actor like that, popular, having him as playing Hulk Hogan, I think was a great casting choice, specifically for sure. And I'm looking forward to this movie as well. It could be on, and they're saying it might be on Netflix. And like I said, it could be, a 3 to 4 movie deal for him for the life of Hulk Hogan. This being the first one, the first part of his career, from birth to, I guess, or whatever, the birth of his career, his childhood, and then heading into his wrestling career, the start of it, up to his first championship win in 1984. The next part could be 1984, after winning said championship, to him going to WCW. Then the next part could be then him in WCW, the NWO, the craziness shenanigans in WCW, if they want to bring that up, steroid stuff, which was before them, but still, all that stuff. And then the final part being the final portion of his career, coming back to WWE, bringing the NWO to WWE, facing The Rock at WrestleMania, pretty good match there. The NWO feuds with The Rock and Stone Cold. Hogan's moment at WrestleMania saving Eugene. Muhammad Hassan and Davari attacking Eugene at WrestleMania. And Hogan coming in for the save, having a moment there with his family watching at ringside. And then, it all culminating to him coming back to WWE. Even if they don't want to bring up the Conqueror and other stuff. And, shedding a light about that, in his way and whatever. But I could see that being a way to do it. I would want to see that. I certainly would. Enjoy that if that was the way that they were going in regards to life and times of Hulk Hogan from start of life to end of the wrestling career. But then again, that's just me. Another thing to be talking about, or most of the WWE universe been talking about, is WWE releases and Superstars asking for releases, and the most current one being Ty Dillinger requesting his release from WWE and being granted it, I do believe. and him being on his way, for him to go and do bigger and better things. I wish him all the best. And I know with the fans that are from AEW and whether it's good or bad, they always say with these super or WWE stars, again, these fans, they say, oh, they're doing this to get out of WWE. They want to go to AEW. AEW is the hot thing right now, and the flavor of the month, in a sense. Not saying they're not anything. I'm just saying I want to slow our roll a little bit in regards to AEW. Much respect to them, but not everybody from WWE is wanting to go over there just because they might not be 100% happy. Some might, but not all. Some might just want to leave WWE to just rest. Doesn't mean they're going to AEW. Doesn't even mean they're going to any other promotion. You just want to recharge. And maybe when they're done recharging, they'll go to AEW or go to another promotion before maybe coming back to WWE if they ever do. But we'll see. We'll see in regards to Ty Dillinger and others that may be leaving. But I just want to bring that up because it just seems like as every talk about a superstar that is unhappy or shown that they're unhappy, actually made it known. And then there's other superstars that some of the fans think are unhappy to make the automatic conclusion that, that they should or that they are sabotaging themselves so they can get out of there and go to AEW. No. I don't think that's the case for all of them. Maybe some of them. Definitely not all of them that are disgruntled WWE employees, WWE superstars. Ramble is now the Raw Tag Team Champions. Will that change their mind? Will that sway them to stay in WWE? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? That is left to be seen. I mean, I would hope not, but who knows? Not like I do. If I was to guess, Ramble probably will be staying in WWE. Not because they're champions now, but I think if they really think about their best chance to get over is in WWE and staying there. Dean Ambrose, he leaves WWE, and this is all true and not a work, and he leaves after WrestleMania. His personality being the strange guy he is, a cool guy. I respect him much. I do a lot. That I would believe if he said he just wants to retire or just wants to, take months off and just relax, enjoy life in his way. Who's for me and what's for me to say that I disagree with that or I'm against that? It shouldn't be. It's the man living his life. There's like any superstar, man or woman in WB or any company, if they feel like you need to recharge, and it's nothing against the actual company or promotion, it's just more on themselves and not feeling where creative has for their character, not couple months or whatever for plans. You move on, recharge, and go from there. But if it's then after that point he wants to come back to WWE or go to another company or do whatever he wishes, you can do that then. He's your man, so to speak. So it certainly would be interesting to see how all these superstars that have been known to be disgruntled or not go. I know Dolph Ziggler's been talked about now a little bit as well, where he'll be ending up with what he'll be doing here shortly. Sorry about that. But the last thing here I want to discuss is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns will be on Monday Night Raw on one night only return, giving an updated status and giving an update in regards to his battle with leukemia. I would assume if it was bad news, he wouldn't be saying it out in the crowd or in a live television audience. I don't think. Who knows, right? But I would assume if it was bad news or anything in that regard, it would be a statement being put out then. Him doing it truly public, but hey, who knows? Maybe. I mean, obviously, I don't want that to be the case. Trust me, I don't. But you have to think that it could be a possibility. And hopefully, it'll be good news, and I think it will be. Though, do I think his cancer already in remission? Hey, who am I to say, right? That'd be the best of news. That'd be fabulous. But I think it's just a general update of how things are going. Maybe a timetable is slowly being set. When he could return or might be able to return, how things are just simply going for him. Just an actual update, like it's actually been, like it's being promoted, an actual update of his status in his battle with leukemia, or this fight, this round of battle, disease, cancer. So, hashtag thank you, Roman. Hashtag keep fighting, never give up for sure. And I'm sure he'll be getting a big popular reaction, and will be, people will be hanging on his every word. You can hear a pin drop, as I said on Twitter. You'll be able to hear a pin drop. The people there in the audience, us watching live on television, hanging on every word that he says in regards to his update. So we don't miss anything, and B, so we understand what he's saying, and not like misconstrued or think or miss anything of the update that he doesn't want to share or does share. Maybe we do see Dean Ambrose and Seth come out. I'm sure in character, of course, but still, support if that'll be allowed, and you can even still play up with if they're doing it in character, Ambrose being all forgetting of things and going a little bit crazy. They're trying to do the Shield fist bump thing, and they're like, no, sort of thing. You can still play on it because you still have a TV show that you're producing, but they aren't wrong. But a little bit of real Ambrose and Rollins with Reigns. But I look forward to it. Maybe it'll start off the show. You have the whole birthday celebration, which I'm sure you're going to end the show. Just like an Elimination Chamber. You have an Elimination Chamber match to start off the show, and then you have the other one back in it with the men's Elimination Chamber. We'll do the same with this upcoming Raw. Roman Reigns. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you start off the show with something else. I was trying to think what it would be. And then have it at the midpoint. There are 3 hours. The 8 o'clock hour. Top of the hour there. Top of hour 2. Maybe there. And then have the birthday celebration at the end of the show, being promoted throughout the whole night. For Ric Flair. So we're going to see Becky Lynch crashing the party, and maybe that's how she gets her way back into the match. As some people have suggested for an idea, putting Rick in the disarmer and kind of threatening to break his arm if the McMahons don't put her back in the match. But that could, in real life, somebody doing that or trying to, get back and trying to get in that way, they could be fired for that in real life. In a sense, this is different against kayfabe storyline, but they really wanted to twist and turn this thing. As Triple H said on this past Raw, if Becky does something like that again, whether attacking Charlotte or anybody, she'd be fined, and her chances of being able to be back to the match are less likely. So you could have something like that happen to her there. But all in all, I just wanted to share my thoughts on those news items along with Elimination Chamber, Raw, and SmackDown. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on everything. Did you enjoy Elimination Chamber? What do you think of Raw and SmackDown? What do you think on my thoughts in regards to the four, like Sasha and Bailey have been doing sometimes, the 4 horsewomen, which we might be getting probably at SummerSlam 2019. 4 horsewomen of WWE versus 4 horsewomen of MMA. But the 4 stories that I talked about today, what your thoughts on all 4 of them are. Welcome to follow me on Twitter at the Ramble _WWE, where you can share thoughts to me there. Welcome to find me on other social medias like Snapchat and Instagram at SteveK_06. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. Hope my team to be able to join me next week, or maybe at the very least WrestleMania predictions, but I'm sure I'll be able to have at least one of them back before then, because soon already we'll be having predictions for WWE Fastlane, so we can get Fastlane out of the way and get back on the road to WrestleMania, to our final destination being WrestleMania. Final destination being New York, the state of New York, specifically the Jersey. MetLife Stadium instead of WrestleMania. Here we go. But there you go as well. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy the weather in your area. And above all else, as always, take care.